If you're looking for web hosting, cloud VPS, or servers, then interserver.net may be the place for you. You could get 3 months of web hosting for only $1. That's 90% off. They offer unlimited domains, an easy-to-use control panel, unlimited storage and transfer, and a whole lot more. You can claim a .net domain for as little as $5 a month. It works with WordPress, and they also have a 24/7 support team there to help you with any of your needs. You can visit our website, www.glocc.jimdo.com, click on the sponsor tab, click the VPS cloud hosting link, and it will take you right to where you need to be. Please click this link and help support the PMC ENT network. What up, y'all? This your boy, Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record, and I want to welcome y'all to Season 3, Episode 21 of the Sit Down Show. I want to start by saying that I am live on YouTube, and I also want to start by saying that we have a new sponsor. It is interserver.net. You guys seen the commercial at the beginning of the show. Please visit my website, click the sponsor tab, click on that link, and help support the PMC ENT network. On this episode, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a special guest in the building or on video with me at all, but I am going to be talking about some of the things going on just here in New Mexico and also just around the world. We all know that there's the coronavirus pandemic is going on, and also there's a lot of police brutality, a lot of protesting, all kinds of stuff going on. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about that type of stuff. Normally, I don't speak on those type of issues, but there's actually, like I said, some stuff going on here in New Mexico that I wanted to speak a little bit about. But before we speak about that, I want to talk about this new video that's surfaced. You may have seen it on your Facebook. It's a video of an African-American man by the name of Derek Thompson. He was pulled over for an expired inspection sticker on his vehicle. One of the officers who pulled him over, his name is Charles Hewitt, and I just want to say that, you know, this guy is an animal. This guy, he looked like he was, you know, full of steroids, you know, like he was road raging. I mean, he looked like he had just been salivating at the moment and the opportunity to be able to do the things that he did to Mr. Thompson. And I'm not gonna play the video, but I actually have some audio from that encounter with Mr. Thompson and Mr. Hewitt. I'm gonna play some audio from that right now, and you guys check this out.
This officer is unlocking my car. They just illegally entered my car, and I'm being forcefully removed.
Take a look at me. I'm a specimen right here, buddy.
Sir, I'm
you
in
have gotten on my last
My
nerve.
hands are up on camera.
All right.
I'm in no threat.
You're
to
going to
these
get your looked in front of Lord in all creation. I'm going to give you one more chance.
I'm being threatened.
You can bring that with you. I'll let you film the whole thing.
I'm being threatened right now.
I'm giving you a
chance. I am not doing anything. I feel unsafe. You a chance. I feel unsafe, and I'm in no threat to these 3 officers. My hands are up. I am doing nothing wrong to provoke anybody or anything. Making sure this is all recorded. I've just been threatened by a lawful officer. I have just been threatened by a law officer as 2 other officers stand by and say absolutely nothing. Willing to participate. My passenger door was open. My driver door was open. I have it on camera. He rolled my window down to do so.
I'm giving you to the count of 3.
So guys.
All right, man. I know y'all heard that. This guy. So the guy gets pulled over for an expired inspection sticker on his vehicle. The officer who pulled him over was trying to get him to get out of his vehicle for some reason. I mean, whatever the offense may have been, it was probably a ticketable offense, but the officer took it upon his own, duties to try to have this man get out of his vehicle for no reason. Honestly, if you watch the video, I mean, it's kind of a little disturbing at the fact that even if the guy had tried to reach for his seatbelt or tried to do anything to actually participate in what the cop was saying, he probably still would have gotten jacked up anyways. But so the cop, opens up his door. He tells him, "I'm gonna give you till the count of 3, to get out." And he's like telling him, "Okay, you can record this all you want. I'm gonna give your your viewers a show." And then he ended up proceeding to undo Mr. Thompson's seatbelt and snatched him out of the vehicle. You can hear in a later part of the video, Mr. Thompson is saying, "Get off my neck. I'm not doing anything. My hands are behind my back." And this is the type of stuff that needs to stop, man. This is the type of stuff that's, causing all these protests all around the world. This, with the killing of Mr. George Floyd, man, it actually caused the biggest civil rights movement in the entire world. There were protests in all 50 cities or in all 50 states around the world. Even here in New Mexico, Albuquerque actually, I believe, was the one who got it started over here for New Mexico. But they have this whole defund the police thing going on right now, man, and I really do feel like that would be a good approach to trying to help solve some of the issues that us as black people face, and minorities. With defunding the police, that means not getting rid of the police. Of course, we're not trying to abolish the police system, but we just want to defund them so that way, if incidents like this do happen, these guys won't just get laid off with pay. They'll either get fired or they'll get laid off and they still won't be getting paid. So that, I think, will help these guys second guess some of the things that they do, because I think that they feel like they can just go around and kill us or hurt us. And if anything, they're just going to get, suspended with pay. So that means they can go home, kick back, and still be getting a paycheck, every couple of weeks. And that's not fair, because if I go out and kill somebody right here, right now, I'm not going to get to go home and get to come up with a statement and go to court later on down the line. I'm going to be in jail and I'm going to be guilty. They're going to, I'm guilty. But these cops, they don't get tried as guilty right off rip, even when all the facts are present. It's a crazy situation what happens with these police getting out of hand the way they are, trying to hurt us black people, trying to kill us. And then the thing about this is this video is actually, I believe, a little over a year old. I believe they say this video is from April of last year. And so this video is a little over a year old and we're just seeing it now. But, thanks to, internal investigations and just people. Luckily, this guy wasn't actually murdered, because if he was, we may have heard about it or we may not have heard about it. I mean, you see that this video took over a year to surface. So if he was murdered, you know, we may have not even have known about it until now, or may have never even known about it. But luckily he wasn't murdered. But he hasn't. They, according to the statements, he hasn't filed a lawsuit as of yet. But the cop in question has also not been fired or suspended, or hadn't really faced any charges or any trouble for this particular charge. So I think this guy needs to be charged. You know, all these rogue officers, they need to be fired. They need to be, you know, charged with any of the wrongdoing that they're, you know, taking part in. And also, you know, in this video, there were 3 officers. There was Mr. Hewitt and 2 other officers, and the 2 other officers just stood back, as you heard him say in the video. They stood back. They weren't doing anything. So those officers also should be charged as well for allowing that Mr. Hewitt to do the things that he did, and they didn't step in and you know, do what they are trained to do. Before I get off of this police brutality subject, you know, I just wanted to give you guys a story of my own, and it's not really police brutality because I didn't actually get beat up by the police or anything like that. But I want to give you a, you know, just a quick story of how, you know, the police have intervened with me to where, you know, I wasn't doing anything, and I ended up almost, you know, getting in trouble, or almost getting in trouble. So back when I used to live in Florida, there was a time where I had just gotten out of a like a transitional home. I actually ended up getting kicked out of there, but I'm not gonna go into all of that. I was living at a transitional home, and like I said, I got kicked out. So after I got kicked out, I was living on, you know, basically living on the street. Didn't have anywhere to go. I had been robbed. These 2 guys had robbed me not too long earlier before I got kicked out of the transitional home. And so there was one night I was trying to find a place to sleep, and there used to be this church. This is in St. Petersburg, Florida. There was this church that used to have these big set of steps that you could walk up, and once you got up the steps, it was a door that I guess would take you inside the church somewhere. I never had been inside that church, but you know, we would go up on the steps or whatever and just sit up there. But this particular night, I go up on the steps and I'm trying to get some sleep. I didn't have anywhere to go. Like I said, I was homeless. I'm trying to get some sleep. So I actually go up on the steps. I'm laying down, and it was probably about 20 to 30 minutes of me being up on those steps. I hear the police. You know, I hear police sirens. So I'm like, man, you know, I'm thinking to myself, man, I hope they're not coming over here. Like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm laying here. I'm trying to go to bed. I hope they ain't coming over here. Next thing you know, they are. They show up, and they actually showed up with a canine dog, which was crazy because I'm pretty sure the only call that they got was, hey, there's a black, or, you know, or they may have used the word black guy, but hey, there's a guy over across the street sleeping on this church, because they say that the call came from across the street at a hotel. So I'm pretty sure there was somebody at the top floor. They were looking out their window. They saw me laying there. They was like, oh, what the heck? You know, they called the police. So the police get there. They actually roll up with the canine dog. I'm not doing anything. I don't have, they didn't get a call that there was a man with a weapon. They didn't get a call that, you know, there was somebody smoking drugs or dealing drugs or doing anything absurd. They may have gotten a call that, hey, there's somebody sitting up on these church steps. But they came up on me with the canine dog, and they're like, hey, you know, like, don't move, or we're going to sick the dog on you. I'm like, you know what, I ain't doing nothing. So I'm standing there, you know, froze, and they come up on me, and they're like, hey, what are you doing here? And I tell them, like, I'm trying to get some sleep. He was like, do you live here? And I'm like, kind of, yeah, you know, I'm homeless. I ain't got nowhere to go. He was like, oh, no, do you live here? Is this your address? And I'm like, nah, this ain't my address. So he's like, oh, well, what are you doing? You mind if we search you? Stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I mind if y'all search me, because I'm not doing nothing. I'm laying here. I'm trying to get some sleep. I ain't got nowhere to go. He proceeds to search me anyways, and he ended up finding some stuff that I had on me. But of course, I told him beforehand, don't search me. So they ended up giving the stuff back to me that they found, and ended up just letting me go. But just in that situation, the reason I mentioned that is because of the fact that, you know, even with the call that they may have gotten which was, hey, there's a black guy laying across the street at the church on the steps. Maybe y'all need to go check it out. They had no reason to come up on me with a canine dog. Like, really, a canine? That was uncalled for. And they were talking about sicking it on me and everything, and I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't brandishing a weapon. I wasn't smoking any drugs. I wasn't doing anything. I was laying there trying to get some sleep, and they came up on me with a canine dog. And that's just some of the things that these police officers are doing and are known for doing, and that's the reason that they need to be stopped, because it could have been an instance where they just released the dog on me for no reason. I wasn't doing anything. I could have made a slight movement that they felt was threatening, and I would have been chewed to pieces by this canine dog. So, I mean, these police need to be stopped. I'm not gonna, go too much further on this, but I do want to let you guys know that, that I've been in situations where I literally was not doing anything and ended up, in jail or being searched or, being ID'd for no reason. So, these police officers need to be stopped. They need to, have redo their training. They need to just give up their jobs if they're not going to do them correctly. If you're not going to do what the Constitution, what you swore to uphold in the Constitution, then you need to just give up your job and find something new. But anyways, the next topic I wanted to talk about is there is apparently a recall petition of the New Mexico governor for malfeasance. And I'm actually going to bring up what I'm reading here. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a recall petition of the New Mexico governor for malfeasance. And basically, I was at work today. I seen this paper just laying there, so I started reading it. And there was another employee who actually told me, hey, we're trying to get people to sign these. So if you want to, you can go ahead and sign it. I told them personally I didn't want to just sign something without reading it, and I also wanted to come home and kind of try to do a little fact checking on my own before I, just put my name on a dotted line. But basically what they're saying with this is that they want to try to get the governor of New Mexico out of office, Michelle Lujan Grisham. They say, I'm not going to read this whole thing, and I'll actually scroll down a bit so you guys can read it if you'd like. Give me a second. But they say that she intentionally or either purposely or cause others under her direction to, having been dishonest, acted illegally, and knowing exceeded her authority, interfered or denied the public their constitutional guaranteed rights by the following acts. They're saying that she lied and intentionally misled the public about the current state of affairs, effects, and public health threat of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, has intentionally overstated the dangers of the virus and denied the citizens many of their rights and privileges under the United States Constitution. What that's saying is, they're trying to make it mandatory for us to wear a mask. Now, for those of you who watch this show, I did an episode a while back where I actually mentioned to you guys that I work at a grocery store, and I actually pretty much come into contact with everybody in the city. Now, at my job currently, they are handing out masks for those people who would like to have one, but they are not requiring a mask, which I currently thought was mandated. But we're not, actually requiring people to wear a mask. So I guess, those people are the ones who don't want to wear a mask, are the ones who feel like their constitutional rights are being violated, and they I guess don't feel too worried. But they're saying that she lacked transparency on how the state of New Mexico has directed the hospital and medical systems to treat infected patients, or allowed obvious threats to the public to transpire, including importing additional infected patients from out of the area and out of state for improper reasons without any public disclosure or notice. Now, this I actually seen something about earlier on Facebook. It was saying that they are supposed to be importing patients from Arizona to New Mexico hospitals, which is crazy. It's like if these guys are already infected, why would y'all bring them to our state where our rates aren't really too bad? And I'm gonna show you guys some statistics here in a minute, but so yeah, I guess they're bringing in patients who are infected in other areas. They're bringing them to our hospitals. I don't know what that's all about, but apparently the people don't like that, and I can see why. Um, has intentionally misled the public with false data regarding the actual numbers of persons tested for the coronavirus, has intentionally inflated the testing figures by falsely counting methods, including counting individuals more than once who have previously been counted or tested. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you guys some statistics in a minute, but I actually know someone who was diagnosed with the coronavirus. Him, along with his family, they were actually all diagnosed with the virus. And like I said, I'm going to show you some statistics in a minute, but according to the statistics that I saw, there's only been one death here in Roosevelt County from the coronavirus. And that one death relates to the person that I'm speaking of, who him and his family were diagnosed with the virus. Now, what I would have to say about that is I honestly don't believe that that person died of the coronavirus. I believe that they died with the coronavirus, but I do not believe that that person died of the coronavirus, because why I feel that way is because of the fact that, like I said, it was more than one of the family members who had the virus, and only one of them passed from it, or according to the statistics, or according to what the doctors or whatever, only one of them passed from it, and the other members of the family have actually recovered. So with that being said, and I just feel like if the virus was going to take one of them, it would have took them all. They all lived in the same home. They were all in contact with each other each and every day. They all had the virus, but most of them managed to get better, and one of them unfortunately passed. So I just want to let you guys know, with that being said, you need to watch these numbers, and pay attention to what's going on in your city, as far as these cases, because the last I honestly had heard of the numbers in Roosevelt County, I heard that we had like 11 cases. And I'm going to show you the statistics in a second, but it's gone way up since then. Like I said, I'm not going to read all of this to you guys. I'm actually going to scroll down some more so you guys can continue to read yourself. But basically, they're trying to get the governor of New Mexico out of here. They feel like, she's holding this lockdown too long. There's a lot of... See, this town that I live in, Roosevelt County, Portales, we are a town that consists of a lot of local small businesses. And a lot of these businesses, the governor doesn't feel is essential. So a lot of these businesses still are shut down, and have been since, the beginning of all of this lockdown and stuff like that. So, these families and business owners are losing money. They're losing, everything that they work for, everything that they try to, accomplish. And like I said, according to the numbers, even though it says here that we have a few cases, we've only had one death. So, and like I said, I come into contact with everybody pretty much in the city. People don't wear masks. There's times where I go out and I don't wear my mask. I haven't caught the virus or anything like that. So honestly, I feel like, this lockdown thing should be a city by city basis. It should be on a city by city basis, because according to my city, I think that we're doing pretty good as far as avoiding the virus and stuff. So I think it should be a city by city case basis on if you're, locked down or if your businesses have to continue to be shut down. Um, and so yeah, they're saying that she basically is violating people's constitutional rights. She's doing things to, further her agenda. She's ignored standards uh, for essential and non-essential businesses categories. I mean, and I honestly felt like a lot of this was true, and I was just going to go ahead and sign it without doing any research about it. But I did want to come back and kind of check the numbers and see, what is actually going on in my city. I didn't want to just go based off word of mouth. So, like I said, I'm going to show you guys some statistics here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go down some more so you guys can finish reading this if you want. You may have to pause the video if you want to finish reading the rest of this. You guys can find this at impeachmlg.com. That's impeachmlg.com. You guys can find this article right here, and you should be able to print it off and sign it and mail it in if you want to have participate in this. So right here I'm on Google. We're looking for the statistics for New Mexico, and as y'all can see right here, it says that New Mexico has 16,456 confirmed cases, and that's up 297. It's for some reason it's not showing the recovery rate. Like I said, I know people who have personally had the coronavirus and have recovered from it, so apparently they're not being counted in this recovery list. As far as the deaths, this is throughout the state, 556, and which is up 5. I'm not sure where most of those are coming from. I can tell you it's not here in Roosevelt County. Now I'm going to show you some of the statistics for the different cities. So it's showing that McKinley County is leading in confirmed cases and deaths. So I would say that McKinley County, Bernalillo County, San Juan, all these ones with high confirmed rates and high deaths, those are the cities that I believe should be on lockdown. Why would you want to continue to lock down cities like, let's see, we are Grant County? They have 47 confirmed cases and no deaths. So why are they probably still on lockdown? Why would they be on lockdown? Roosevelt County, as I said, we have 84 confirmed cases and only 1 death. And like I said, I know the person who was confirmed for that death. But again, I don't believe that that person actually died of the coronavirus. I believe they died with the coronavirus. But as you can see here, the numbers aren't very high for the state of New Mexico, especially when you see that it has, a little over 16,000, almost 17,000 confirmed cases. But that's out of, 30 some odd counties, I believe. Maybe 20 or 30 some odd counties. So that's, I think that New Mexico is doing very, pretty good as far as the coronavirus cases and the amount of deaths. And again, in this article, it's saying that, the governor has inflated the numbers and stuff like that. So really, I'm not even sure how correct these numbers are. We're just, going based off of what Google is telling us. So I'm not sure exactly how good these numbers are, but again, I just think that, I think that, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think that this whole lockdown situation should be on a city by city basis, because as you've seen from the numbers, Roosevelt County, we're doing pretty all right as far as the number of confirmed cases and the number of deaths and stuff like that. So I do want to advise you guys, though, wear your mask. If they say wear your mask, man. It ain't that hard. I actually seen a little meme on Facebook yesterday, and it said that if Kane, which is a WWE superstar, if he could go over 50 some odd minutes in a Royal Rumble match, eliminate 11 or 12 guys, all while wearing a mask, then you guys, us as civilians, or us as just normal people, we can wear a mask for 5 or 10 minutes in the grocery store. It ain't that hard. I wear a mask all day at work, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, so it can be done. Stop complaining. It ain't that hard. Just do it. If it's gonna help keep people safe, do what you got to do to help keep people safe, because I don't want to catch the virus. I don't want y'all to catch it. So everybody try to stay as safe as possible. But that's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy, Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record. I want to thank everybody who may have tuned into this episode. I am live right here on YouTube. Again, I want to give a special shout out to my sponsor, interserver.net. You guys go check it out. Visit my website, www.glog.gemdo.com. Click on the sponsor tab. Click the banner for interserver.net, and it will take you exactly where you need to be. There's also a link in the description of this video. You guys can follow that link, and it'll take you where you need to be. This is your boy, Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record, and I am signing out for this episode